Let's talk, let's communicate, let's discuss this topic, and let's move forward. That's what it's all about. Let's Talk About It podcast. Welcome to Let's Talk About It podcast. My name is Priscilla Ramos, and I have a special guest here. If you want to introduce yourself.
My name is Delphin Rodriguez.
Hi, Delphin. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So we are here. It took us some time to actually get here, but we're here.
Yes.
Now tell me about yourself. How old are you?
I am 36.
36, and I am 29 years old. What ethnicity are you?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
You are from Puerto Rico? Straight from Puerto Rico?
Yes.
How long were you in Puerto Rico?
I lived in Puerto Rico 8 years, and I've been in Florida for the last 28 years.
What about your parents?
My parents were born and raised in Puerto Rico.
Okay. I was born here in Florida, so I have not left Florida. My parents were born in Puerto Rico and moved to Chicago and then moved to Florida. So we've been here I've been here for my whole life.
Yes.
Now, today we're going to I wanted to talk about how Hispanics and the Hispanic community and also the Christian community, and their health.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't discuss that. Are you Christian? Do you have a Christian belief background?
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christ believer.
Okay.
And I'm also Hispanic.
You're also Hispanic.
I fit the criteria.
Well, what about your family? Are they Christians?
Yes.
What about, were you guys raised in a Christian environment when you guys were younger?
Yes and no.
What do you mean by yes and no?
My grandmother was the one always taking us to church, and my parents didn't really go to church that much. So I guess I was raised as a Christian through my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you live with your grandmother anytime?
No. Well, we will visit regularly because she was close.
She was like babysitting or something?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. Now, when it comes to health, did your parents ever communicate any type of health issues when you were younger?
No, it's pretty healthy. There wasn't a constant doctor's visits. I never really saw my mother go to the doctor that much till older,
When you say a cost in health, what do you mean? There was no...
No, constantly.
Oh, constantly. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said there was a cost in
No,
health.
no.
Oh, okay. No, because for me, for example, we had insurance when we were younger. I'm not sure if you were the same, but we had health insurance. And we would go ever so often to a doctor just to do checkups, but I never seen any real issues with my parents going to the doctor. So that's why I was questioning did you all have health insurance when you were younger?
I don't think so. I think we had Medicaid, but I don't think we had health insurance because we were really never really sick. So I think my parents would be like, man, it's a waste of money to keep paying for this health insurance that we never use, because if we will get sick, they'll give us here's some lemon honey and
home remedies.
And, some home remedies. Here's your this and that. Drink this. You'll be gonna be all right. Or go sweat it out. So it was a waste of money in their eyes to have health insurance.
Did they have health insurance from themselves?
I don't know, because again, when we were here, it was only my mother, and she'll be working 3 jobs, and I don't think she had 3 jobs to pay the bills. I don't know if she had enough to be with health insurance and all that stuff. I think later on in life she got it when she got older.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
Past her 40s or something.
Do you remember her being sick or your father being sick at any time?
No, not in a sick way that they'll be in the hospital. or they will be in bed. You know, normal stuff, cough, colds, and stuff like that. Never really, no illnesses, I guess.
Yeah. No, do you never had any? What about your grandmother? Because the older
My
I find,
grandmother had insurance, and she's always been she's very, although she's the one that is always making the little teas and the little
home remedies.
home remedies. She she does visit the doctor regularly because it's her blood pressure, heart, and
Is that now that she's older, or do you think that that was when she was younger as well?
I think that's more when she got older because yeah, it's just a lot of, since it's a country, usually people from the country are usually have some type of remedy for whatever happening, or they're constantly taking
Some type of vitamin.
some type of vitamin, some type of natural sources that in the beliefs is, if I keep doing this is what's gonna keep me healthy. So I keep doing this stuff to to get to that.
Did you guys believe in the Vicks, the all powerful Vicks?
The Vicks, yes, the Vicks, all over.
Why is it that Hispanics always?
It makes you breathe. You can breathe. You can sleep. I
And
don't
not
know.
only that, it could be any little thing. If you have a sore throat, Vicks.
Oh yes.
If you have a cough, Vicks. If you have a headache, Vicks. If you have a pimple, Vicks.
There we go. We never used it for the pimples, but
We use it for the pimples.
look at that. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Now, when it comes to is there any serious issue that your family has, any serious health issues that your family has gone through that you're aware of?
No. No.
So you just have, I know you mentioned blood pressure.
High blood pressure. And the only one that has passed from something like that, other than age, is my grandfather, which was a heart attack.
It was a heart
And
attack.
I guess those things come with high blood pressure, or I don't know what the actual causes of heart attacks come from, but
Now, what about any other? Is just high blood pressure? Because I know we have high blood pressure, diabetes. There's some type of cancer in our family. Thankfully, no one has actually died from cancer in my family. But
yeah, no, not that I know. If somebody did have something, they probably didn't say it before they died, but I don't know. Not that I know.
how did your I know your father passed away.
Yeah, he passed from a bacteria in the throat that he caught it in his job.
In his job.
Yeah, but he didn't know it was a bacteria. He thought it was a cough, a sore throat. And then when he actually realized that when the actual doctor realized that it wasn't just a common cold or throat, then it was basically too late because the trachea was closing.
Okay, now, the reason why I originally I wanted to bring you in here to record this podcast was because you have mentioned the difficulty of your mom actually getting help in the health field, or it's basically seeing a doctor with an issue she has. Do you know what issue that is? Do you know exactly what it is?
Well, I believe even it's just necessarily just him. Even I, at 36, I don't even go to the doctor. And it should be something regular. Just because, even if there's something wrong or about to be wrong, I wouldn't know.
How
And since I don't go, it makes it harder for me to even trust somebody. Because they usually try to make you go to this office, then they want you to come back and do another visit, and I feel like every time I'm gonna go visit, I'm gonna keep paying money, and I feel good, What would I? I'm guessing that's the same reason why my mother wouldn't go.
Yeah.
You know,
But why don't you go? Do you
because
have health insurance?
I don't know. I think I do.
You don't know if you have health insurance?
I do. I do have a health insurance. I just don't trust the doctors, man. Because
Well,
I feel
why?
like they're gonna keep getting money out of me.
So you think it's a money thing?
It's a money, you know. Because if you're not sick, you're not sick. Or they usually tell you this. This happened to me. I went to the doctor. This is a motivational one. I went to the doctor. Listen, and they told me you are gonna get high blood pressure if you don't work out, if you don't eat better. You're gonna get this and that. You don't. They basically started saying things I was gonna get through my health, and I haven't. This is the first time I see the doctor. So just because I told them that I gained 10 pounds in a month.
You gain 10 pounds in a month?
Yeah. But in my case, it's normal because I go up 5 pounds in from morning to night.
Okay.
You know.
Why did you mention it then?
Because he asked me,
Oh, okay.
and then he asked me, "You're pre-diabetic," and I'm like, "Wow, you haven't even checked my blood. You haven't done nothing to tell me. You just told me I'm pre-diabetic because I told you I gained 10 pounds. You know, and you haven't even checked my blood. You haven't done anything." So from there, I got scared. I was like, "This guy's trying to get me on some pills," you know, because that's what he told me.
You didn't trust his diagnosis?
No, and I didn't even get blood. He didn't even get my blood.
Did he have some type of past history? Did he have any records of your past history?
No, I never went to the doctor.
So that was just like your first visit?
My first visit, he just asked me about myself. I told him that I think he checked my blood, my heart, my heart. You know,
blood pressure.
I guess my blood pressure.
So he did check you.
Yeah, but
you just didn't like how he
immediately he just assumed those mean I'm pre-diabetic. You know.
You didn't like how immediately he diagnosed you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Without checking your blood. Checking your blood.
Yeah, you just don't tell somebody he's pre-diabetic.
But how about if he knew?
How are you gonna know? How a doctor gonna know from just my heart?
From your blood pressure.
What if I was scared? Like, you get scared when you go to the doctor just because of that.
Yeah.
Your heart pressure will go up.
So how long has it been since you haven't been to the doctor?
It's been like 3 years after that.
Wow.
Yeah, he scared me.
Did you tell him that you were scared?
No, well, I think that's normal. You go to a place where they're going to do something to you. I get scared. No, I don't even know I'm scared. I just, you don't know.
Do you know why don't you express yourself to the doctors? Like, do you feel like there's some type of communication issue when you go to the doctor? Like, for me, I feel like sometimes when I go to the doctor, it's intimidating to ask certain questions, and when then they respond, I still don't understand what they're saying, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to ask you another question, and then sometimes I tell them in a funny way. I tell them, can you say that in more of like a dumb way?
Yeah. I think it's just sometimes you don't even want to know. You know, I want to know if there's something wrong with me, but I kind of don't, because you're just scaring me, and now I gotta check myself. When life will be so much better if you don't have to worry about health.
But that's crazy. But because think about it, if you don't know, you can't do anything about it.
Exactly. So you go around living.
Happy living.
Happy living. You're probably dying inside, but you're living happy. You know.
So you're saying once you find out you have some type of illness, you feel like you're going to be sad or live life.
You change the way you live. Change the way you eat. if if there's something wrong, you know. I believe the body tells you when something's wrong, you know.
Do you feel like you have the same mindset as your parents? Like you just mentioned that your parents would just say like walk it off or take this medicine and it'll go away, or use this home remedy and it'll go away. Do you feel like that's the cause of you not going to the doctor, or you don't think, do you feel like there's a trend there?
Maybe, maybe. I believe that our bodies are made. God made them, you know, perfect. So as long as we don't overdo things or take too many substances, our body will be able to heal itself. You know, unless we actually mess something up. Like that's why we'll be diabetic, because we messed up the part in our bodies that actually regulates the sugar or does things like that. Or is it salt, depending on what kind of situation it is. Our bodies are able to do that, you know, or even pain or whatever it is. So when I feel like I'm overdoing things, I try to go back. I don't know. It might backfire on me one day. I need to go to the doctor.
You think you need to go to the
Yeah.
doctor now?
Of course, I'm at the age that I am. I need to go to the doctor. I need to find me a personal doctor. That's the fear that I've been having for a couple of years. And like, hey, I'm not that young anymore. So now I got to start looking for actually a doctor that I can start trusting.
Yeah.
You know,
And why you say trusting?
trusting because it's like a relationship. You gotta have a relationship with this guy. So, you know, he might check me in personal areas. I need to know this guy. You know.
What about, okay, so let's talk about your mom. So, what issue is your mom having right now?
My mom. Right now she has a vein situation. I think she has a blood clot.
A blood clot, okay.
Yeah.
Where?
In her right leg.
How did she find out?
Well, she has some pain and when she touched it, it was hard. So she went to the doctor, and the doctor, she took a while to go to the doctor. She's a little stubborn. She works too much.
But, she works too much. Does she have insurance?
She has insurance.
But she works too much.
Yeah. And insurances are tricky, you know, because you pay them and then they don't pay nothing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's certain insurances that are, you have to pay the deductible.
The doctor was a high, so it's kind of tricky. But
So you think it's because she worked too much?
yeah, she works from 8 to 6. By the time she gets out, there's a visit, and then she does an appointment, and there's nobody to cover her. She feels like she needs to work. So I feel like she procrastinates when she needs to be doing something.
Now, think about it. Do you, just hearing you speak and how you experienced, how you experienced your, you had an experience with a doctor. Do you feel, and you just said you're scared to find out if there's something wrong. Do you think that she didn't go to the doctor as fast as possible because she was scared to find?
Yeah, and you probably want to think that, oh, this is gonna go away, you know.
Yeah.
But when you see that still there, you're like, oh man, now I gotta go.
We're so used to walking it out, like you said.
Yeah, so you know the body will take care of that. But when the body's not taking care of something, then there's a problem. You know, you're like, okay, this is bad.
How long did it take her to actually go to the doctor?
I don't remember. I wasn't even aware. I think she had it, and she did so many stuff because she had prior plans. So she said, let me put this to the side. And thank God it was a supposed first doctor. She actually went to 2 doctors because she went to a doctor, and the doctor said, this is not a bad blood clot, you know. You should be fine. You got to take this injections, take this medicine, and and somehow she said, "Oh, that's too much money. I'll just take the pills." And somehow the pills, she didn't take them. So she turned out not to do anything about it. You know.
For how long?
It's been like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Yeah. 6 months.
And what now? What about now?
Well, she finally figured out the doctor she had, according to her, and he wasn't there. He wasn't paying attention to her the way she should, or even look at her files, because every time she would go for an appointment, he didn't even know what was going on. So he wasn't never prepared for her, even though the situation was pretty serious, you know. So she just found another doctor, and the problem's still there. So she's still dealing with that, and that's where we're at now. If she has other sicknesses or illnesses, I'm not sure, but that's probably one that she has. If she has more, I'm not sure.
Has she mentioned, because I know she is a Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has she mentioned anything about that? Nor you're not that you're aware of?
No, we believe in prayer. We believe in that if we pray in God's will, He'll heal the sickness or whatever situation we're going through. And if not, even that's why the doctors are there, you know.
Yeah. What about
But I also believe that, you know, we should pray for our sicknesses, for things. But I also believe that God gave the doctors the wisdom and gave them the knowledge to help us. I just got to find the right one.
Yeah. Do you feel like your entire family believes that, or do you think that now, because you're there's an age difference for sure.
Yeah.
And there's different beliefs in each generation.
I think that I don't know how it works, you know, the families. I only tell you about mine, but I know that in our family there's not a lot of people that get sick. You know, you see somebody with colds and stuff like that, but we don't have people constantly going to the doctor. So I guess it gets to a certain age where you're like, all right, I need to go because I'm getting older, you know? So that's when you realize, all right.
So you're saying that age is what brings...
it's what takes you to the doctor.
So age brings up more...
curiosity or doubts or fear, I guess. Is my body functioning right? You know?
Yeah. I think we were made, like, Hispanics are very, very strong and strong-willed. So sometimes I believe that we, even if we do have pain, we don't even think about it.
Well, now that you mention it.
What?
I have a pain in my heel.
Really?
For the last year that I haven't taken care of.
Why?
Because I don't want to find out.
You don't want to find out?
No. It went away. I just can't run.
Oh my God.
Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I work standing up, so.
But you see there, like, what if...
I have a situation here.
You think you have a situation? Why don't you go see the doctor?
I gotta find a doctor first.
How do you find a doctor?
That part, I don't even know. You know why I don't go? I'll tell you why I don't go. I gotta go, but I'm gonna tell you why I haven't gone. I feel like I go to the doctor's gonna say, I don't mess with feet, I'm gonna send you to the foot doctor. Then the foot doctor's gonna check me, he's gonna send me to get another test. And then I feel like I feel like that's laziness. Yeah. I feel like I gotta do a few steps just to tell me, this is what's going on in your foot, you know?
Yeah, for me, I would be like, okay, like you said, I have to go to my primary, then I have to go to the foot doctor, and then I have to go ahead and take some type of test, and that's all going to cost money, and I'd rather not go because I don't have the money right now to actually go.
Yeah, and if I don't run, it doesn't hurt, then hey, I don't run. I don't need to run.
I wonder why that's... I don't know if it's because... I'm wondering if it's only Hispanics or Hispanic / Christians that do that. I'm sure it's not only...
You know what it is? I don't think it's Hispanics. I think it's every ethnicity. It's just depending on how you're raised.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by that?
I think it's resources. I think a lot has to do with that. It has to do with
What type of resources?
like if you don't have a good job, there's probably no insurance. So if there's no insurance, you're gonna find another way, right, to do things. If you live in the country and you don't really need jobs, which that was the case in a lot of times in our family, that you didn't really need a job to take care of your house. You just need a job for food. So whatever little comes in, you can still pay everything because you don't need to pay the house. You own the house. You own the land, you know. And if you're healthy, what's the problem, you know? So
If you're healthy in your eyes.
In your eyes, yes.
Because the doctor told you were unhealthy, if we can say that word. But you're saying you're healthy. So it's a difference between the definition that you use. Because health is good health and then there's bad health.
You know, I believe in the power of the mind.
You believe in the power of the mind?
That's
do you
a
think
crazy
that,
one, right?
No, do you think that's a Christian belief?
That is a Christian belief. Lately, I've learned that is a... What is it? It's some kind of study. The study of the mind. Anyway, the study of the mind is strong because if I keep telling myself I'm diabetic, you know, I might end up diabetic. But if I don't want to be diabetic, so I start doing the things diabetic people don't do.
But that sounds like Christian belief there, though. When it says in the word that your tongue has
power. So I'm not gonna not gonna tell myself what I'm not.
Your tongue has power for what? Life and death.
Yeah.
You choose life.
I choose life, but I also try to actually work out, eat better. I mess up a lot, but I come back strong. You know, and I try to keep you know what it is? I feel it. I feel when my heart is high, when my heart beats high. I feel when I'm eating a lot of things wrong. So I changed my diets and I changed the way I'm doing, and then everything gets back to normal, and we keep going from there. You know?
Yeah. So what age do you think now? Do you believe, like, your children right now? It's a different generation. Are you taking them to the doctor? Do they see the primary regularly?
I'm taking to the dentist. Teeth are very important.
Teeth are important to you? Now, do they have a health insurance?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah, and then I don't take them to the doctor either.
Well, why?
Because they're good. Kids, they're healthy. They're not sick.
So when they have
they have a primary doctor. The thing is that you go to the doctor when you're a kid. You have to go take shots. You have to do daily physicals. The school asks you for physicals, you know. And in my case, I think after I turned 13, 14, 15, I didn't want to go to the doctor anymore. Because I didn't want the doctor checking me. You know?
Were you embarrassed?
I think I was. I was embarrassed at the doctor. They used to tell me, "Oh, they're gonna put your pants down here."
Oh.
Like, I'm not trying to go there, especially for a physical, for sports and stuff like that. It's like I ain't trying to do that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Now, what would you tell your son if he's, 15 years
You
old?
gotta go. Get the physical.
Why are you saying yes to him and not to yourself?
Hey, you know, that's life. You gotta go. I didn't have the pressure, you know.
Why are you pressuring your kids now?
Because I gained some knowledge.
So you see,
Knowledge
so you're
is power,
saying,
man. Knowledge
okay.
is power.
So,
It's in since you mentioned that, since I mentioned the knowledge, that's a very key point right there. Because some people don't do things because they don't know.
oh, so you're saying the older generation didn't have the knowledge to know the importance of actually seeing a doctor and communicating with a doctor.
Trusting.
Trusting a doctor. Now we see that that's more common.
Yes, and technology is getting so advanced that now you can actually trust the doctor.
What do you mean by that? How does technology help you trust a doctor?
Because doctors learn by reading and experience.
Okay, because I would think that technology helped out with like reviews.
Technology helps because a doctor in Africa learned something. He shared it with the doctor in Australia. He shared it with the doctor everywhere. So now doctors have a way to actually communicate a symptom or something that they probably haven't even experienced. They can find out faster how what are they treating, and according to their knowledge and what they have and other stuff. It's not just I've dealt with this before. No, now it's like if I haven't dealt with it, I can get information.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's
So a review.
Yeah,
Review and looking at other cases of that same illness.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Now, for our listeners, what would you tell our listeners? Would you tell them to not go to the doctor or to go to the doctor?
Go to the doctor. Find a primary doctor. Don't be like me. Don't be scared.
Are you going to the doctor? Do you see yourself?
I see myself next year, because this year's over. Next year, finding a primary doctor to start doing regular checkups. I want to find out what's wrong with my foot. I want to run again. Play basketball, play baseball.
Do you think our conversation helped you to get to that conclusion?
Yeah, it helps because obviously I just figured out that everything I'm saying is just excuses of why I don't go to the doctor.
And now do you think you have the resources that your family didn't have?
I do. I got Google.
Google's the best doctor.
Google is, you need a doctor, you can find references. You need to say, you got something, you find it.
Google's scary sometimes too because you can go and say, I have a headache, and it's going to say you have a deadly disease.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. But you got to put the right symptoms in there. That's why I don't search. I let my wife search for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she finds the right stuff to put in there. Because I put something in there, it don't come out right.
So the end of this podcast, or the conclusion of it would be that we need to go to the doctor, especially if we have our resources. And the people that do not have the resources to actually go see a doctor, that maybe they can find.
There's help out there.
Yeah, there's organizations that will help you go see the doctor. And we need to remember that because if, for example, our parents didn't go see a doctor, that doesn't mean we can't go see the doctor,
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be scared to go see any type of physician. It could be physical, it could be mental. Anything is better than nothing, We shouldn't be scared.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're getting better. The physicians are getting better in the aspect of communication. So you can ask like how we say our dumb questions, and they are willing to answer them. Do you agree?
I agree.
So
I agree 100%. We need to live healthier lives. Yeah.
okay. Well, are you gonna go to the doctor? Are you promising? We have our audience, our listeners.
I'm going to the doctor.
Okay, we're gonna come back and we're gonna ask if you went to the
I
doctor.
will. I'll have his name.
Are you gonna give us your update?
Yeah. I'm gonna give
Of
you
your
update.
foot?
Yeah, my foot.
And your mom's
And
update. We gotta pray for
my
your
high blood
mom.
pressure.
Don't say
Well, not high
that.
blood pressure. You see, in my pre-diabetic test that the doctor gave me. See how that works. How am I doing?
All right. Well, you guys actually heard that he's gonna go to the doctor. We have proof that he's gonna go to the doctor. Anyways, so it was nice speaking to you.
No, thank you.
Thank you for being.
It's good talking to you too.
Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you for having me here. Yes.
Of course, anytime. Thank you for listening. Our next episode will be up next Monday. We will be speaking to a doctor with tips on how we can communicate with him. So, nice to see you.
I get his number.
All right, see you guys. Bye.